he is faced with 4th and 9. He's going to bluff and act like a blocker. He is going deep on the play to Henderson, I believe. And Wilson right there just gets owned. And that is going to pretty much give New Orleans another opportunity. And another 4th down right here. They convert. So my defense right now is looking really shaky. I mean, I'm actually thinking about using a timeout, which is not a good idea whatsoever. So when they got this catch here, I was like, all right, my defense looks a little tired, so let me give them the timeout. When I gave the timeout to them, they came out and ran a rushing play to Darren Sproles, and I'm like just shaking my head right now because all I have is 9 seconds to work with. RGD steps back into Morgan once again, who has been doing nothing but dropping passes this game, and then the team pretty much gave up. RG3 gets sacked on the play. I kind of took really long to, pass the ball, which was pretty much my fault. And then RG3, once again, another opportunity right here, just heaves the ball down the field on a Hail Mary. But you guys see the Saints defense was ready on the play as they deflect the ball down. So that is pretty much it. A little disappointing by me, but, we have a lot of work to do. Alright, people, so you guys saw what happened in that little crucial game against the New Orleans Saints. So all we could do is pretty much move on. Now we got week number 4 right here, or should I say week number 2? I'm just getting way ahead of myself. So we get week number 2 started, and it was the same story. We're trying to build RG3 because, to be honest, I did sort of lack in his progression. And for those that are curious, I will get to the stats and the overalls of the current players right now, but I would jump out and say that RG3's current overall is 79, I think. And that is pretty poor because when he first entered the game, he was at 83. So a lot of accuracy issues. And that pretty much, has a huge hit on the game plays because accuracy-wise, he has been terrible lately. So in our first possession, we do settle for a field goal. And then here comes Sam Bradford. And Sam Bradford, he was pressured on the play. I can't blame him. But D'Angelo Hall made a nice play and got that interception. So RG3 comes out. And, he is looking pretty decent on this play. Finally, his arm strength and his arm accuracy is looking good in this drive. And finally, we have a successful ending to a drive as we get a touchdown. And then look at Alfred Morris right here. I mean, unbelievable running. He takes that one to the 49-yard line, and RG3 is stepping back and finds Des Bryant. So the score is 10-7. I mean, any opportunity that we get to score is going to be crucial. So that is exactly what we do. And here comes Alfred Morris once again. And like I said, speed kills. And every time we do an outside rush, it is working out to perfection. And look who comes off the bench and does a little scoring. It's Felix Jones coming in for Alfred Morris and getting that touchdown. But then Sam Bradford, he can't just settle for a 7-point game. But look at him. He gets injured on the play, so his backup Clemens comes into the game. I thought for sure he was going to play a little bad because, he's coming into the 4th quarter. He's a little cold. But, with Steven Jackson on the field, they had a little decent drive right here. The score is 17-7, and anything can happen here with 4 minutes remaining. But luckily, our defense does come up big and force them to get only 3 points. And then look at this play right here. Alfred Morris putting the team on his back and literally breaks 3 tackles on the play and just takes this one to the house. I mean, unbelievable. My legs were shaking, but hey, it's Alfred Morris, and me being a Redskins fan, I'm used to seeing stuff like that from him. So as we get back into the main menu, our next game, week number 3, our home opener is against the Cincinnati Bengals, and here is the overalls. Like I was saying, Vince Young is 76, RG3 is 79. I have to work on his progression, and I have to apologize to you guys because I have been lacking with the progressions. I haven't really spent a lot of time. Here are my wide receivers. You see Pierre Garçon, highest rated wide receiver on the team, following by Des Bryant. So one thing that I wanted to do was a practice situation. I feel like, a good way to start out with the player progressions is by getting XPs, and doing this, the grind one, is one of my favorites because, it saves time and you are already put in a situation where you're into the 4th quarter. All you have to do is score 1 touchdown and you could easily walk away with all of that XP. So you see, there's 1 minute remaining. RG3, this is just like a regular season game. We treat this like a regular regular season game. You know, Allen Iverson is my man, but hey, practice matters in Madden. So we go in for an easy touchdown. It's 17-16, and here comes the computer. You know, the computer is probably trying to get on my last nerves and trying to ruin this game for me and trying to get me to restart. So here comes the quarterback. He's going deep on this play, but there's obviously two defenders on the play to bat the ball down. So they're faced with 4th and inches now, 32 seconds remaining. A fake handoff. And this one was a toss to the halfback, but you know, my defense, we were all ready for that play. So I get a lot of XP from that practice. Now, next up, we have week number 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals.
The biggest stadiums in the league. FedEx Field is the home for this matchup between the Bengals and the Redskins. Jim Nance and Phil Simms, partner, look forward to sharing a very special afternoon with you.
Yeah, it's always going to be special when we have two good football teams going against each other. Can't wait to see who can win this battle.
Back in your days when you had to take on a team from the AFC, didn't know them all that well. What was it like as we have this little interconference matchup today?
Well, I thought back in those days, Jim, we were about ready to show them what toughness and hard hitting was.
Alright, so I get this game started, and you see we are into our first possession, and similar to the success that we had in the last game, I'm sort of leaning towards Alfred Morris. But you know, Alfred Morris, this is one of the only times that he came up pretty shaky. Look at this handoff right here, perfect, right? But he fumbles on the play, and you know, something that Cincinnati Bengals actually did a good job on in this game was actually scoring off turnovers. And yes, you guys seeing it right now, it's 7-0. We're trying to get a drive going. It's still late in the second quarter and we have nothing on the board. So RG3, you know, showing off his accuracy. You know, I was sort of dirty talking, you know, earlier. I know that sounds a little wrong, but I was saying a little messed up things about him earlier. But hey, he's coming up big right now and he's showing me that he still has some accuracy, even with that 79 overall. So he gets hit on the play, and we are faced with 4th and goal right now. You know, it is pretty risky, but I decided to go for it. He's stepping all the way back, and just my decision-making, you know, I'm hitting myself right now. I don't know why I decided to throw that one, but it was intercepted. So that makes it 14-0. And now we start the 4th quarter. You know, I have to get something going there. No more excuses. Every possession counts now. And here is an example of accuracy issues that I've been having with RG3. You know, it's been unbearable. You can't even go deep. So every time you guys see a player wide open deep, you guys should know why I don't throw it to him. It is because of accuracy issues. But here's Josh Morgan. He goes in and makes this a 1-possession game. So we get the ball back with 2:42 remaining. Santana Moss gets a reception and takes this one to the 25-yard line. RG3 feeling it. Him and Santana Moss, you know, they have this little connection going, and they take this one to the 10-yard line. And finally, RG3. That was a perfect pass to Josh Morgan, but he drops that pass. So you know what that means. We have to settle for a field goal. You know, I'm disappointed. That could have tied up the game. But hey, we are going to depend on our defense now. So here comes Dalton with the Cincinnati Bengals. And, you know, they couldn't do anything with their possessors. So they punt the ball. They give the ball back to RG3. And RG3 going deep on the play. But it is right out of the receiver's hands. And, of course, there's holding on the play. So that means that RG3 is now going to be backed up to 1st and 20, but no problem because Josh Morgan is right there with the reception, and he's going to make up for that flag. And here is Santana Moss. So finally we get something going, but the clock is against us, and also this bad pass by RG3 is intercepted. So that pretty much kills the game. Andy Dalton comes out and he pretty much nails the ball. So that is pretty much it. We are off to a disappointing start. A lot of work ahead of us. And for those that are questioning what our record is, we are now standing at 1-2. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see what we have ahead of us. We might have to sign a couple free agents. You know, we definitely need our wide receivers to step up. So that is pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's your boy AntoDaBoss. I'll be back next time for more gameplay. I'm out. If you guys want to stay updated on when all of my videos will be uploaded, make sure you follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/AntoDaBoss.